Well, hello, Charlotte and I are here today, and we're going to be talking to you about some reflections on the past year and then looking forward and talking about some of the benefits of being a member of Pensions for Purpose. Charlotte, it's been a really busy 2022, hasn't it? I mean, we've both been flat out. So, I mean, from your perspective, what do you see when you look back? What were the key initiatives that stood out to you? And, sort of what really were you proud of over the past year?
Yeah, I think what's really interesting, what I love about the culture and the way that Pensions for Purpose runs is the independence. The types of dialogues that we can have through our forums are brilliant. We get to be an effective, honest broker, bringing together stakeholders that in many scenarios just wouldn't often come to the table together. So I think the forum membership growth has come as a result of that ability to convene stakeholders and have those discussions, but also being able to get into the room with pension funds and really get to grips with things like the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the spectrum of capital, and really start to see that being embedded, actually implemented by pension funds. And then, as I mentioned about the all stakeholder discussions, actually bringing in outside experts who are leaders in their field to help distill what are really complex topics. So you lead on the Paris Alignment Forum. I think just a segue into that, which of the all stakeholder debates really stood out for you?
So if I look back, the one that really sticks in my mind is our Q3 all stakeholder, which was around climate adaptation and resilience. I'd heard Marion Maloney of the Environment Agency Pension Fund speak at another conference, and I was completely overwhelmed by what she said at the time. And I thought, this has not been talked about enough in our industry. And she very kindly agreed to talk alongside the IIGCC about their new framework that they had for assessing climate adaptation and resilience in investment portfolios. And we had a great set of breakout room discussions. It was really informative. And I do feel that we were able to bring this to the attention of pension funds, which was, really fantastic and absolutely what our platform should be about. So, I mean, here we are. We're about 6 weeks away now from the end of the year. I can't believe it. It's gone by so quickly. So what sort of exciting plans have you got for Pensions for Purpose in the first half of next year, of 2023?
Well, you know what I'm like, Karen. Ideas are bubbling away continually in the background. I have to kind of control them. But I think many of our members may know already from some of our communications that we have a training initiative. So we brought on David Brown as our training lead, who is an independent professional trustee, but working with Pensions for Purpose part-time, and he's working on a training program to help bring pension funds further along on this journey to really understand what impact investing is and to focus on the practical implementation of that. We want to actually see what's happening on the ground. And so it'll be the expansion of that training program, working with other partners and with a committee. And then the other announcement is around the forum that we set up last year, which was the Impact Investing Adopters Forum, but that we are transforming, renaming into the Global Impact Forum. Impact investing is something that sits at a strategic level, is a strategic decision about investing for social and environmental impact. That impact can be negative and it can also be positive. And so we want to use this forum as a way of thinking about impact strategically across the portfolio, a holistic understanding of impact. And then, of course, the impact lens research. So we had some really interesting insights and research this year that I know that you worked on, and we're looking at expanding that out. And that brings me nicely onto a question for you, which is about, what are the collaboration opportunities there for members, for partners on our impact lens research to really get involved in providing more information and more insight to our pension fund members?
Yeah, I mean, the impact lens research I'm personally really enjoying, because I think we're so well placed to comment on what is going on in the industry, these sort of strategic insights that we're seeing in a very fast moving and changing market. And we're already starting to have some really interesting discussions with our members about collaborating with us to introduce a new insight. So, for example, we're currently working on TCFD research. We had an all-stakeholder meeting on the Paris Alignment Forum where we talked about TCFD reporting 1 year on from the first pension funds that had to report to the TPR on their climate emissions. And we're now looking and we're interviewing pension funds and getting their feedback, looking at how is that TCFD report going to inform investment strategy, how might it be used to help member communications. And there's some really interesting insights. We'll be presenting some of the conclusions from that research at our annual awards and stakeholder event. So really excited to announce that research at our event. So there's plenty of opportunities for people to collaborate with us through either sponsorship or partnership in the work that we're doing. And we've got lots and lots of ideas, and we're open to suggestions as well. So do get in touch. So I think that probably brings us to a point of conclusion. Perhaps you'd like to finish off by talking about what you see as the main benefits of membership on the platform, and what sort of message would you like to give our members as we do bring 2022 to a close?
I think, it really is at the core about the independence and the fact that we are mission driven as an organisation to support and empower pension funds and the other stakeholders that they rely on to make investment decisions. So we're obviously continually broadening out who we're speaking to, who is part of our platform, in order to help them feel more empowered. That means working with the Association of Professional Pension Trustees, with the Association of Member Nominated Trustees, with actuaries, with legal firms. We just did a session with Pinsent Masons that was brilliantly attended by a whole range of stakeholders, talking about how do we get institutional capital into impact investments. And I think that's what we bring. We challenge in a very thoughtful and pragmatic way to ensure that pension funds can be in the best position to make informed choices. And we'll continue in that mission, to expand out what we're doing with our forums, make sure it has greater reach, and ultimately that helps the end beneficiary, who is the member. And so, yes, we'll be looking to profile raise as well for our members and do more training and education. We need to close that education gap if we're going to reach those goals.
I kind of feel that we could carry on talking about this for quite a long time, but we'll draw it to a close now. It's always good to leave people wanting a little bit more, isn't it? We do plan to do these updates every 6 months, so hope you found it useful. Give us some feedback and speak to you in 6 months' time. Thanks.
Thank you.